Does uploading daily to YouTube actually grow your channel faster? I just uploaded for 20 days straight. Well, actually, this is day 20 of my YouTube challenge that I put myself through. And if you would like to follow along, I have an entire playlist, and every single day I posted a video on how you can improve your videos so that you can grow your channel faster, because that's one of the reasons I did this. Little backstory, I've had this channel for over 3 years and I got burnt out about 6 months ago, completely stopped posting, only focused on Instagram. But secretly, I really wanted to always put more of my focus on YouTube over Instagram. And I'll get more into that later. But first, in this video, this is what you can expect. I'm gonna break down my analytics to show you what happened to my views and subscribers while I did this challenge. Then I'm gonna show you what I did to make this happen. How did I actually find the time and crank out a video every single day, and what I learned from it. Then I'm gonna talk about whether you should do a challenge like this for your channel. When I pull up my analytics, I can see that my views shot up dramatically over these last 20 days. More than 196,000 views, and typically I get between about 15 and 19,000. And if we're really honest, that's really coming from one video I created 3 years ago. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Watch time hours, I got 12,588, which is a lot more than the typical 430 to 570 I get. And then my subscribers, I got 7,243. Normally I get between 100 and 180, and about 200 in a month is really that's pretty typical. So yes, this did grow my subscribers tremendously, but this was not the biggest growth. This was not the most exciting part of all of this. So let me talk about how I did this and what I gained from it all personally. The first thing is I stopped seeing YouTube as this big, scary monster. I was always intimidated by YouTube just because it was long form video, the analytics were overwhelming, and it was hard. It's a lot harder to grow on YouTube than it is on Instagram and TikTok. But I no longer see it that way because I had to get it together every day, put together a video that people would actually want to watch and post it. I just got into this routine of thinking about my ideal viewer, what do they need, reading the comments, really poring over what people were saying. And yes, I did make this very intentional. I kept it in my niche for sure, and that's very important. Not only did I get faster at the whole process, I really started to spend more time on certain parts of putting the video together than I did before. So before, I'd come up with a title and I'd come up with a rough outline, and then I would just do it. And I spent a whole lot of time in editing. I still spend a lot of time in editing on this one, but I spent more time really making sure that the content was worth it for the person who was watching, that I got into my content so that they immediately knew this was for them, and I made sure that I was getting to the point within 30 seconds. That's really important. I also got more personal with my content. So I shared more personal stories. I also shared more personal mistakes, even in the way that I told it. And I also started creating videos kind of like this one, which is from my perspective. Whereas before, I just gave tips and I kept my personal life out of it. Not that I'm getting that personal, but I didn't really show my personality. I mean, if you've been on this channel or if you've seen some of my old videos, you know what I'm talking about. I was over the top, presenting or doing characters. As one lady said in my comments, you looked like you were trying too hard. She was right. It does look like that. And that was one of the reasons I did this. I really wanted to just relax and really be with the camera like it was a friend, and not yelling at the camera like I was on stage and, doing some big PowerPoint. So that was huge. And I just hope I can stick with it, because I do find myself falling back into presenter mode when I do the videos. Usually that's when I'm rushed that happens. The next thing that it did for me, posting every day for 20 days, was I actually felt like I was part of a community for the first time on YouTube. I have that feeling when I'm on Instagram, but I never felt personal connection with the people in my comments until this challenge. And I think it is because it was a series and people were coming back repeatedly. So I got to know them. Then I started using some of their channels in my content to show how they could do things differently. And that really helped. And I really enjoyed that part, getting to know you guys. And I hope to continue to do that. Now, the next thing might surprise you because a lot of people said when I announced that I was doing this challenge, oh my goodness, how are you going to have that many ideas? Aren't you worried that you're going to run out of content ideas? But the exact opposite happened. And I have found this to be the case when I've done challenges similar to this on Instagram. Once you get into that mode, into that groove, you are actually strengthening that part of your brain so that you become more creative, you get more ideas. And let's face it, a lot of us are doing videos about the same type of content. We're just repackaging it and rewording it and telling you in a different way. Not that I had to do that necessarily in the last 20 days, but I did have some videos that didn't do that well, and I can see why they didn't do well, but I liked the idea of them, so I can take those same ideas and just put them in a better packaging in a video in the future. The next one is it got me excited about YouTube again. I remember when I first started this channel, it was at the very end of 2020. I was really excited about this. It was all brand new. And then I didn't feel that way anymore because it became a chore. I did not enjoy the process. I dreaded having to come up with another idea and another video every week. Whereas this time it was fun because I knew I didn't have to make it perfect because, I mean, hello, you're doing it every single day. So that let me just do it. Like, I didn't put too much emphasis on my thumbnails. I did put emphasis on what I said in my thumbnails and what was in the title. That's always most important. That was one of the things I wanted to work on. But as far as the quality of my thumbnails, I am well aware that they are not that great. But I didn't want to spend time on that. I really wanted to focus on the process of creating the videos, coming up with the ideas, and making the videos perform better each time by focusing on the retention, by focusing on my click-through rate, by focusing on how many comments I was getting and was this really starting a conversation in the comments. I didn't do that before. I had very few comments before. Now, one thing you may not think of if you're considering doing a challenge like this is you can reprogram the algorithm or tell the algorithm for the very first time what your channel is really about. And I was able to do that. See, before I would create a video and then I would go to my large audience over on Instagram and promote it. And then I would promote it in my newsletter and my email. And that's where the majority of my clicks came from. And what happened was the algorithm did not have enough information on my viewers to really understand what my channel was about. Meaning when there's that section where it says, these are channels that your audience also watches, there was nothing there because it would tell me you don't have enough information. I'm like, I've been doing this for over 3 years and you haven't figured out who my people are? But it's because I had so much external traffic coming in, because now when I look at my traffic sources, I purposely did not promote this video anywhere when I did this. It was all YouTube on its own. And by doing that, YouTube was able to really understand who my people were. I was getting people to actually come back and watch videos, returning viewers, which I did not have a lot of those before. And that was also helping the YouTube algorithm really figure out what my channel is about and who my audience is. And that is a game changer. You gotta make sure you're putting enough information into the machine by being consistent enough with the right type of content. Let's talk about, should you do this? Uploading every single day is a lot. I am probably faster than most people because I am a video coach and I've been doing this for a long time, not necessarily on YouTube, but just in general. And so I'm able, and also I have a reporter background. So me being able to come up with a concept, be concise, come up with an outline, I can do that pretty quickly. And I can edit pretty quickly. So you have to figure out what your skill set is, and then you have to figure out what you want to work on. What is it that you want to actually achieve by doing this challenge? And it doesn't have to be every day. You could go from only posting once every 2 weeks to now posting 2 times in 1 week. It's all up to you what you want to do to make this a challenge. I do like the idea though of making it pretty close together if you are trying to get faster. Don't do this just to grow your channel. Even though it grew mine, it doesn't necessarily mean it will grow yours. What it can do though is grow you as a person, and it can get you better at the skills of creating video. And you need that if you want to grow your channel in general. And we all need that. We're always growing. I'm still learning, I'm still growing. One day I'll figure out this camera. And that's the best part. It's like you don't have to be perfect. Enjoy the ride. I've really enjoyed this. I almost didn't post today. because I put that pressure. I have a video lined up for today that I didn't do because I'm like, this is going to take me way too long. And then I thought, well, I was going to do this video anyway. I'll just do the one I'm doing now today, and I'll do the one that requires a little bit more production tomorrow. And so it all worked out. So tomorrow will be day 21. I have told myself that is going to be the last day of this challenge. Oh, that was the other point I was going to give you. When you go out to commit to this daily challenge, if you decide to do it, don't necessarily commit to like 30 days. What I did is I only committed to 7 days. And then I told myself at the end of 7 days, then you can decide if you're going to go another 7 days. And then I almost didn't go another 7 days, but if you've been following me, you saw that I did, or why I did. And then I went the third set of 7 days, so 21 days. I don't think I can do another set of 7, but I'll definitely be posting more consistently. So it won't be very, oh, you're going to see me tomorrow because that's day 21. But it won't be very much longer until I post my next video. I want to thank you though so much for sticking with all of this. Like the ones who've been cheering me on and encouraging me, you have no idea how much those comments mean to me. There were times when I really didn't think I could finish, and I would see your comments and I'm like, I'm gonna go for it. So that's huge. Get your community in on it. Let them in on what it is that you're doing so that they can be a part of it. Invite them to be a part of that challenge for whatever your niche is. I know a lot of people who have been watching my challenge are also hosting their own challenges on their channels, and it's so fun to watch them create new content, new ideas every day, but also I'm seeing them also build their community because they're doing this with their community. And I think that's what this is all about. It is all about connection. It is all about community. I know for me, since 2020, I've been a little hermit. And so this has been everything. Like mentally, I really, really needed this. Not just because I needed to get better at video, but I really needed that human connection and to remember why I started this business and why I got on social media with video in the first place. And that's probably the best part. I'll see you tomorrow.